Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a special meeting of Council of the Municipality of Meaford. This October 28th session has been called for the express purpose of selecting a new member to Council to replace Stephen Bartley, who submitted his resignation in August following a family decision to relocate to a neighboring municipality. So I'm going to begin by just pointing out that the Canadian flag is on your right at the stage here, and inviting you to stand as you're able to sing "O Canada." Now I'm going to call on Councillor Uhrig to read our land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional lands and treaty territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which includes the Chippewas of Nawash Unceded First Nation and the Chippewas of Saugeen First Nation. We also recognize the Métis, whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. We extend our gratitude to all Anishinaabe and the Métis people and their descendants, past, present, and future, who continue to care for and inhabit these lands and tend these waters. I can just add a little personal reflection on that. It's interesting. I'm on the Gray Sawbill Conservation Authority. We have an Indigenous Relations Committee. We've actually met just a couple of weeks ago, and we had some interesting conversations about kind of how to, better expand that or maybe improve on that. One of the members is from the Indigenous community, and there's been so much conversation about the treaties lately. It was really interesting from the perspective, it's really important that we do this, but her opinion was it's less important that we're thinking about the actual treaties and actual boundaries as opposed to as much as it's about truly respecting those that went before us on all the land. So it's not as much as we get into a very interesting conversation about the treaties themselves. It's all about respecting all of the history and all of the Canadian lands.
Thank you, Councillor. I appreciate that very much. I'm going to just invite you to share a moment of silent reflection on our business today. Thank you very much. And it's also incumbent on me to issue a call now for disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. Deputy Mayor Keaveney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Upon advisement from our Integrity Commissioner, Principals Integrity, I make the following statement with regards to today's proceedings. I'm declaring a disqualifying interest in the council vacancy items on this afternoon's agenda on the basis that I have received a nonviolent threat, but one which I take seriously with respect to my potential vote on this matter. Accordingly, I will not be participating because, regrettably, the circumstances can give rise to a reasonable apprehension of bias on my part were I to cast a vote. I recognize this declaration may cast a pall on all of the candidates standing for appointment. I will add that the particular candidate involved was not part of the conversation and that I have no indication that though the threat was made on their behalf, the candidate had any part in it. So that being said, I will depart today's proceedings.
Sorry to hear that, but thank you for bringing it forward, Deputy Mayor. Moving on, following the resignation of Stephen Bartley, Council declared the seat vacant and undertook the process to call for nominees to fill it. It is important to note that in the case of the resignation of a councillor, it is Council's responsibility to fill the vacancy and to determine the method of doing so. The Council vacancy appointment process, as outlined by staff, is based on clear direction to offer a transparent process to appoint a new councillor. A by-election is the alternative, but this appointment process conserves our resources at a time when the next civic election is only a year away in October of 2026. I believe it is inclusive in that anyone who ran in the 2022 election and anyone contemplating running in the 2026 election was able to put their name forward. Council approved the process by majority vote, seeing it as both the fairest and most transparent method available. And when I mentioned fairness, I meant by that under the process, each candidate is qualified and examined in exactly the same way. Each was asked to submit a personal statement of qualifications and interest of up to 2 pages. Each will read their resume today. Under the current procedure, no question or other commentary is permitted, and I believe that's under the Municipal Act. So I would like to thank our 4 candidates very much for coming forward and offering to serve as Municipality of Meaford Councillor. The first item in Section 6 is Report CAO 2025-35, which provides a short summary related to the council vacancy for position of councillor and an overview of the process to fill the vacancy. So the resolution is that Council of the Municipality of Meaford receive Report CAO 2025-35, Council Vacancy Overview for information purposes. Could I have a mover and seconder for that? Moved by Councillor Bell and seconded by Councillor Forder. At this time, I'm going to share with you that some members of Council have requested a closed session under Open Meeting Exemption B of Section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001. Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically to review council vacancy applications. In each case, their concern has been that the procedure as outlined in our report does not provide an opportunity for deliberation and debate. And we take this decision today very seriously. So going into closed session is, in my mind, a demonstration of our due diligence in determining who will fill the vacancy on your council. So the motion is being replaced with that council authorize a change in the procedure that adds the following after 3.4b. Council will proceed into closed session under Open Meeting Exemption B of Section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001. Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically to review council vacancy applications. Could I get a mover and seconder for that? Moved by Councillor Forder, seconded by Councillor Uhrig. Thank you. Now, we should vote on that, correct? Where's my right-hand person here? But we're going to vote on this. This is a bit complicated today, and we have 2 things that we have to clear up. This is the first, so I'm going to call the vote. All in favor of the motion I just read. And that is carried unanimously. Section 3 of the procedure provides an outline for the special council meeting, including the proposed voting method, and outlines options should there be a tie. Based on council feedback, staff have researched alternatives to the proposed voting process outlined in Section 3.4C and 3.4D, ensuring consistency with the legislation. And I'm going to ask a staff member to provide an alternative for council's consideration. Well, I defer to you, our clerk, Margaret Wilton Seagull.
Thank you, Your Worship. So one suggestion as an alternative, with council going into a closed session, an alternative to the current voting process could be that council can provide direction in closed session to staff to prepare and present a motion to appoint a specific individual to the vacant council seat. After returning to open session, and once the mayor reports out of closed session, the clerk can be directed to read the motion and council can take a vote. Staff would recommend that this become a recorded vote.
Okay. So can we have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Greenfield and Councillor Forder. Is everybody clear on the motion? This is to change the voting process, and it will be actually the voting process will be in our closed session.
No, just to clarify, this would be a change to the voting process. The vote would still be an open session. It would allow discussion in closed session with a direction to the clerk to prepare the resolution that would be brought into open for an open vote.
Thank you for that clarification. It's very needful. Can I call the question and all in favor?
Don't have a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, mover and seconder. I thought we did. Anyway, Councillor Bell and Councillor Forder. All in favor? And again, that is passed unanimously. So we move into the motion be amended to include council authorize a change in the procedure that would replace sections 3.4C and 3.4D with the following process. 1, during the closed session, council will provide direction to staff to present a motion for consideration and voting in the open session. When council returns to open session, the mayor will report out to the of the closed meeting, and the clerk will read the motion as directed and conduct a recorded vote to ensure all votes are captured. And 4, if the recorded vote ends in a tie or the motion is defeated, then the procedure outlined in the original clauses 3.4C and 3.4D will be followed to determine the new member of council. That's clear. So the final motion here is moved that council authorize a change in the procedure that adds the following after 3.4B, that council will proceed into closed session under open meeting exemption B of section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically to review council vacancy applications. And 2, that council authorize a change in the procedure that would replace sections 3.4C and 3.4D with the following process. A, during the closed session, council will provide direction to staff to present a motion for consideration and voting in open session. B, when council returns to open session, the mayor will report out of the closed meeting. C, the clerk will read the motion as directed and conduct a recorded vote to ensure all votes are captured. And D, if the recorded vote ends in a tie or the motion is defeated, the procedure outlined in the original 3.4C and 3.4D will be followed to determine the new member of council. So I'm going to call that vote. All in favor? And that is carried unanimously. Thank you. So now, having determined the next steps of our procedure, we'll return to item 6 in the agenda, being the application presentations. The certified candidates in alphabetical order by last name are the following: Eric Ennis, Danica Richard, Adam Vaughn, and Robert Warlow. Each applicant will now have the opportunity to read their personal statement of qualification and interest. As outlined in section 3.4B of the procedure, the order of speaking will be by candidate surname in alphabetical order. No questions or other commentary are permitted during this time. So we will start by calling Eric Ennis to the microphone.
Thank you very much. Today, I have as much passion and commitment to serve our community as a member of Meaford's Municipal Council as I did through my own 2022 election campaign. At that time, I'd spent the 2.5 years that I'd been here full time, adding to my lifelong history of volunteerism and as an active member of some of our local service clubs, regional organizations, and large international projects. Alongside this, my family and I have only at that point, my family and I had only recently begun the process of figuring out our own homestead tradition that would respect and add to the traditions that had come before us. The move to Meaford for me was an easy one. My family vacationed in the area for 20 years before I was born, and then more and more when my Nana moved here shortly after. I grew up with rituals like getting some new toy at Stedman's on every visit, eating at the Leaky Canoe and the Backstreet Cafe. I would join my Nana at her job at Johnson's Jewelers. I'd get splinters on the wooden ship at Fred Raper Park. And my first black eye was actually in this room, probably about here-ish, on one of those old chairs with eye socket-shaped handrails during a Charlie Brown holiday play. When I decided that I wanted to spend the rest of my life here, I knew that I wanted to be actively involved in keeping Meaford a great place to live. And I knew that moonlighting as a keyboard warrior would not be good enough, as everybody here knows. I sought to change my career to make this happen. I wanted to build on my previous experience, which was working with labor forces in small towns across North America. And I wanted to work on figuring out how to help bring communities together so that they can identify their challenges and their strengths and figure out how to navigate the greater system around them, and by doing all of that, prosper. I knew that I was already behind with my comparatively short tenure as a Meaford resident, so I got to know as many people as I could as quickly as I could. My love for getting to know people around town, hearing what they're working on and offering to help them however I can when I'm able to, or offer another perspective, made it easy for me to get to know the community's past successes and struggles and the current state of affairs and develop an idea of how to work on them. I worked with my new neighbors, friends, mentors to plan a campaign that ultimately garnered the 1,620 votes that made me the sixth democratically favored candidate. I was very happy with that result. While my main goal of winning a seat was ultimately unsuccessful, my secondary goal of showing other young people that they can beat the odds was successful. If I could get these 1,620 new neighbors of mine to believe in me while I was keeping chickens, working in a new career, knocking on doors, which I still have some scars from, meeting with interest groups, going to classes, completing assignments, volunteering, and planting election signs late at night on my 2-hour commutes, than any of the other bright and talented young people in this community can do it, hopefully with half the work involved. And getting youth involved early is a crucial part of succession planning, and the nurturing of their interest requires us to show them that the opportunities are there and open to them. In the years since the election, my family has further immersed ourselves in Meaford's rich history by learning how to maintain and repair the historic family homestead that we proudly call our home. We are now well into building our own small cattle, chicken, and vegetable operation with little more than force of will and the very welcome opinions of friends, neighbors, and local experts. My new friends and relationships have continued to grow, and occasionally I receive the honor of having someone I just met tell me that I need to run again in the next election. And I've continued to stay involved in our local and regional community, which has brought me to the Meaford Council Chamber a couple of times, as you know. My partner Samantha is also serving our community and has worked closely with some members of this council, municipal staff, and service clubs. We're united in our mission to ensure that our community is a great place to raise the next generation and invite our like-minded friends and family to do the same in. Sam and the rest of our family support my passion to become a member of our municipal council. My career in Indigenous affairs and community development has battle-tested me for the role of Meaford councillor. While I might not be a useful councillor to this municipality with respect to a very particular energy project because of potential conflicts of interest, I bring a unique understanding of the Bruce Gray clean energy frontier and the opportunities that it presents for the sustainable and responsible economic development of this community. I know that I can make well-informed, tough decisions because my work is currently predicated on being able to do that. I provide recommendations to the leaders of a community that is by population larger than that of the municipality of Meaford, and we do our work under intense legal, political, and reputational scrutiny. My work has direct impacts on our connections to all levels of government and private industry and has led to unprecedented levels of trust and collaboration between the organizations that are involved. My employers have provided the approvals that I require by contract to be able to take this vacant seat, and they fully support my personal goal to do my part in ensuring that Meaford remains a great place to live. So I sincerely hope that you agree with our fellow voters that in former Councillor Bartley's absence, I would be the best person to join you, in this case, up on the stage. Please know that it would be an honor and a privilege to serve with all of you and to commit my skills and experience to ensuring sustainability, investing in infrastructure, strengthening our community, and growing our economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eric. Our next speaker is Danica Richard, and I do hope I've pronounced your surname correctly. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I've always believed that if you're going to complain about something, you should be willing to do something about it. That belief is the foundation of my decision to run for City Council. I care deeply about Meaford and the people who live here, and I want to be part of shaping its future in a meaningful, inclusive, and forward-thinking way. I've lived in Meaford for 7 years. While I may not be a lifelong resident, I see that as a strength. I bring a fresh perspective and am not bound by the mindset of this is the way we've always done it. I believe in thoughtful process, respecting the town's history, while being open to new ideas and solutions that serve our community better. The majority of my career has been in project management for large-scale corporations such as Lucent Technologies and Microsoft. These roles involved overseeing complex initiatives and managing a wide range of people, both employees and independent contractors across multiple disciplines. Outside of corporate life, I've been self-employed for over 20 years, running my own business and managing a team of 30 people pre-COVID. As an entrepreneur, I've worn many hats and assumed multiple roles, which has given me a deep understanding of leadership, adaptability, and problem solving. These experiences have taught me how to lead with integrity, listen actively, and treat people with respect. I understand the importance of collaboration, accountability, and clear communication, skills that are essential for effective governance. I've traveled extensively, often in non-traditional ways, that have allowed me to connect deeply with people and cultures around the world. These experiences have broadened my worldview and strengthened my ability to empathize with others. I'm fluent in French, moderately fluent in Spanish, which has helped me build bridges across language and cultural barriers. Throughout my life, I've worked with people from all walks of life, those experiencing wealth and poverty, individuals who are neurodivergent, and those facing mental health challenges. These experiences have deepened my empathy and strengthened my ability to hear people's concerns without judgment. I'm technically strong and comfortable navigating complex systems and data. I know how to ask the right questions, analyze information, and make informed decisions. But more importantly, I know how to listen. I'm not running for City Council to be a politician. I'm running to be the voice for the people. If I am the successful candidate, I will bring my experience, my energy, and my commitment to action to every decision I make. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and work hard for Meaford because I do believe in this town and I believe in the power of community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next candidate is Adam Vaughn.
Your Worship, Mr. Mayor, councillors and staff, thank you very much. I, Adam Vaughn, respectfully submit my intent to be considered for the appointment to the vacant council seat for the municipality of Meaford, Ontario. I'm eager to demonstrate why I'm a strong candidate for this position by highlighting my long-standing commitment to public service and my deep-rooted commitment to community that has supported me throughout my life. As a lifelong resident of Meaford, I've had the privilege of growing up immersed in the spirit of this town. From childhood memories spent at Memorial Park to years spent volunteering with Meaford Soccer, whether refereeing, coaching, or helping to relocate the fields. I've always been actively involved in the efforts to help our community thrive. My family's involvement in local sports and civic initiatives has instilled in me a sense of responsibility and pride in the contributing to Meaford's success. After completing my post-secondary education, I returned to Meaford to begin my professional career and continue my community involvement. I took on leadership roles within Meaford Soccer as head referee and head coach, helping to foster youth engagement. My volunteer work has extended across numerous groups, including serving as a member of the Kinsman Club, a bigger brother for the Bigger Brothers, Bigger Sisters of Grey Bruce and West Simcoe, and currently as president of the Conservative Electoral District Association. These roles have allowed me to give back to the community that has given me so much. As a resident in my 30s, I am passionate about representing the voices of my peers, many of whom feel underrepresented in local government. I believe that bringing the perspectives of younger generations will enrich council discussions and contribute to more inclusive, forward-thinking decision-making. I am committed to ensuring that all residents feel heard and empowered to participate in Meaford's future. Policy development and implementation have long been areas of interest of mine. I value the process of listening to community concerns and translating them into actionable strategies that serve the public good. I believe this is one of the most vital functions of any governing body. It has been inspiring to witness Meaford's growth and evolution over the years. My desire to serve on council is driven by a commitment to support continued economic development while preserving the town's natural beauty and community spirit. My dedication to public service is reflected in my active participation in municipal affairs, whether through deputations to council, attendance at public information sessions, or service on advisory committees. I strive to remain informed and engaged, ready to contribute when called upon. My experience spans a wide range of leadership and governance roles. As a police association executive, I help to navigate complex contract issues involving legislative and legal considerations. As a board member of the Georgian Riders Association for Challenged Equestrians, I work to ensure the delivery of high-quality programming for riders across the region. In my current role as the president of the Conservative Electoral District Association, I have spent countless hours engaging with community members to better understand and respond to local needs. One of my most significant contributions has been as a member of the Pump Storage Advisory Committee. Over the past year, I have worked diligently to represent diverse viewpoints and bring forward community concerns regarding a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure project that could shape Meaford's future for decades to come. I believe I have struck a thoughtful balance between understanding the complexities of this initiative and advocating for outcomes that benefit our town. My varied background has allowed me to connect with Meaford in countless ways. From volunteering at the Fall Fair gates to engaging with neighbors while I'm in my garden, these experiences have honed my ability to listen, empathize, and communicate effectively, even when perspectives differ. This skill, cultivated through years of community involvement, is one I deeply value. I am confident that my dedication to Meaford, combined with my unique skill set, makes me a strong candidate for this council seat. I am ready to serve with passion, integrity, and a steadfast commitment to the people of this town. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. And our last candidate is Robert Werlow.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, councilors, staff. I would like to read the following. I am writing to express my strong belief in civic duty and my commitment to serving the community when needed. My family has deep roots, with my grandparents having purchased the family farm where I currently reside in what was then Sydenham Township in 1943, and I continue to live and farm on this property today. My educational background includes graduating from high school in grade 13 in 1975, where I was actively involved in student and executive councils for 3 years. I furthered my education at the University of Guelph, earning an ag business, a diploma in 1978, a BA in history and public administration in 1983. During my university years, I served on both class executive and university club executive. I have 3 children, one of whom resides in Owen Sound, and my life partner is a semi-retired minister. Professionally, I am CEO and owner of Warlow Communications Group, WCG Inc., an Owen Sound-based technology, software, and consulting company with employees in Canada, India, and Australia. I also serve as Vice President of EC Technologies, formerly a computer retail company with training facilities in Owen Sound, Southampton, Walkerton, and Kincardine. For the past 2 decades, WCG Inc. has proudly served a diverse clientele, including Fortune 500 companies, boards of education, community service groups. My consulting experience spans information and manufacturing systems. I've also taught at Georgian College from 2002 and 2005 in Owen Sound. I'm an associate member of the Owen Sound Legion, a member of the Owen Sound Little Theater, community volunteer for HCSS in Owen Sound, Meaford, and Markdale. I am also a member of the Burns Presbyterian Church in Feversham. And with this, I conclude my statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. And that concludes the presentations from each of the candidates. And I want to thank each of you again for coming forward. And I'd like to also thank all of you in our, it's not a large audience today, but if you were out in the council chambers on the 7th line, you would be rubbing shoulders. And I do appreciate you coming out in support of your favorite candidate and also in support of good government at the local level, which is where democracy starts. So now, having amended the procedure in item 6 of the council agenda, we will now proceed into a closed session to consider the applications submitted. I need a mover and seconder for the resolution that Council of the Municipality of Meaford does now go into a closed session in the green room at 2:02 p.m. With the CEO, clerk, and deputy clerk in attendance to discuss personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, open meeting exemption B of section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001, specifically to review council vacancy applications. And council will do this in the green room, and we'll make you aware when we come out, and I'll be reporting out of that meeting. Thank you again. But yeah, sorry, the motion. So moved by Councillor Forder, seconded by Councillor Bell. All in favor? And that is carried. And we will see you on the other side of our closed session. All right, reporting out of the closed session, council went into closed session under open meeting exemption B of section 239(2) of the Municipal Act. Council reviewed the 4 council vacancy applications, and as a result of this discussion, direction was provided to staff to prepare and present a motion for consideration in open session. I will ask the clerk to now read the motion, and then council will undertake a recorded vote.
Thank you, Your Worship. Concluding closed session, the motion reads as follows: that eligible candidate Eric Ennis be appointed to fill the vacant council seat. So if council is ready, I will hold a recorded vote.
Okay.
Councillor Bell,
Yes.
Councillor Forder,
Yes.
Councillor Greenfield,
Yes.
Councillor Uhrig,
Yes.
Mayor Kentner.
Yes.
With 5 votes for and 0 against, the motion passes.
So having received a majority vote, Eric Ennis is the successful applicant to fill the vacant councillor seat for the remainder of the term. And next on the agenda, we have a bylaw to appoint Eric Ennis to council. So the resolution is, be it resolved that bylaw 2025-61, being a bylaw to appoint Eric Ennis to fill the vacancy of councillor for council of the municipality of Meaford for the remainder of the 2022 to 2026 council term, be taken as read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Can I have a mover and seconder? Councillor Greenfield and Councillor Bell. Thank you very much. All in favor? And that is unanimous. And so if we're ready to proceed, we will administer the declaration of the oath of office, which will be conducted by Clerk Wilton Segal. And if you concur, please sign below.
It's going to get the documents.
Yes, we just have to locate the document.
I believe we sent this to you. So if you're ready, if you'd like to read that out, this is the declaration of office.
I, Eric Ennis, have been appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that 1, I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. 2, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. 3, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. 4, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Oh, there's one more. Thank you. And now into the acknowledgement and acceptance of the Council Code of Conduct.
I, Eric Ennis, having been appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare to uphold the standards as set out in the Code of Conduct. I shall act in a way that enhances public confidence in local government, fulfill our duties honestly while exercising reasonable care and diligence, seek to advance the common good of the community of which we serve, refrain from behavior that could constitute an act of disorder or misbehavior, and foster transparency and openness in decision-making. I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So don't leave the stage, Eric. I'd just like at this point to say that welcome to our new counselor, Eric Ennis, and to remind those of you sitting in the front row that there is a full-blown election in just a few short months, and we hope to see you then, along with more candidates. So I'm going to welcome.
This should be yours. Oh, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
So I need a mover and seconder for the resolution that bylaw 2025-62, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the meeting of council of the corporation of the municipality of Meaford, be taken as read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed. Moved by Councillor Uhrig, seconded by Councillor Forder. All in favor? And that is carried unanimously. Thank you. Well done. And with that, I can declare this meeting adjourned.